The story of the super god system revolves around a person who gets sent to another world with a cheat system. When the story starts, he gets an ad that says, "Are you tired of your boring life?" He says, "What?" And the ad pops again and says, "Do you really wish for a new life?" And our main character says, "This kind of trash web page again." And then he clicks on cancel. And he says even novels won't use such a start. Our main character's name is Lin Xiu. 21st century's his unemployed nerd. And then our main character says, "I'm just looking for a job, not a dumbass." After he clicks on the mouse, his computer screen changes and he says, "The hell?" And then he gets sucked into the computer and he says, "For real?" And then the system pops up and says, "Congrats to the owner for making the correct choice." The future journey. Super God system sincerely decided to service you. And then our main character shouts, cries, and says, "Oi, oi, 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 don't talk to yourself. I didn't even make any choice. Mutt." And then he rips apart the system screen. Earth year 2696 Starshine Academy. During the year 2666, monster invaded the Earth. Many destruction was caused in the induced nuclear weapon to kill all monsters. But they left behind X virus. It spread around the whole world. The Earth gone through mutation. Zombie and monsters appeared. Survivors walked on a path of martial and cultivation thus. Earth martial artist becomes the Lord. Scene shifts to our main character and a person kicks the door and shouts Lin Zhu. The person who slammed the door was Mei King. Lin Zhu's roommate, Starshine Academy class, 29 beginner rank martial artists. Our main character was laying on the bed and Mei King says to our main character, "Didn't I tell you to send food? What's taking you so long?" Our main character has no cultivation talent. Markwing says to our main character, "Do you want me to die of hunger?" And throws our main character in the wall and says, "Useless trash." And then the friends of Markwing say, "Brother Quang, this kind seems to have fainted, or did he die?" And then Quing says, "Why are you scared? He's trash only, it's fine even if he dies. Do you think the school will punish me, a martial artist, just because of trash like him? A trash with no cultivation talent, making him bring food for me." And then he kicks the main character and says, "Washing clothes. He should feel honoured. This time he didn't bring rice, making me embarrassed in front of Zhu Jia." And he steps on our main character and says he deserves to die. Our main character wakes up and says, "My hand, it hurts. What's going on? Wasn't I at home?" Then that stupid webpage. Mei King says, "Look, he isn't dead yet." And then our main character stands up coughing. And Mei King says, "This trash is so lucky." And Lin Zhu says, "So, I." And then Ma Queen kicks Lin Zhu and says, "Then let me kick you a few more times." And Lin Xiu coughs up blood and says, "So I got a Isekai." And then Lin Zhu says, "Why am I so unlucky?" Ma Queen says, "Hit this trash to death. Beat him." And they all beat Lin Zhu. And Mei King says, "No cultivation talent. Still dares to use our resources. Shameless." And then Lin Zhu memories flash before his eyes. And a guy says to him, "Zombies and monsters roam outside. Trash like you can't survive even for 3 days after you leave the academy. Letting you study here is being kind enough, be grateful." And then Lin Zhu says, "Fuck. These are such a bully." And then he gets up and says, "This idiotic world. No wonder he didn't want to live anymore. Now he left this situation to me. This isn't going to be easy, since in my dictionary there's nothing called bear with it." And then Lin Zhu looks at Mei Qing and others, and Ma Qing says, "You look at this trash's eyesight. Really pisses people's off." And then Ma King punches Lin Suyo and says, "Where do you think you're looking at, you trash? Going to stop doing it?" And then Lin Zhu says no. And Mei King says, "No. Then I will beat you until you're going to obey." And then he kicks Lin Zhu. And Mei Qing says, "I will ask you, going to stop or not? Are you stopping or not?" And he punches Lin Zhu. "Are you stopping or not?" And then Lin Zhu says, "No. I won't obey to trash like you, even if you beat me to death. I won't obey trash." And then Mei Qing gets angry and says, "Lin Zhu." And Lin Xiu says, "I got isekai'd. Where's my cheat?" And then he removes dust from his clothes. And then the system appears, and system says detected hosts anger accumulation complete. And then the system shows the stats of Linux. System says, do you wish to use an all-out attack? Do you wish to use it? And Lencio says this system from that time. And Meiqing says die. To Lenju about to punch Lenzu, and Lenjuasu says use it all out. And punches on the first of Meiqing, and then Lenju breaks the arm of Meiqing, and Meiqing gets sent out to the wall. And then the other two say brother Qiang. Brother Qiang. Brother Qiang. Are you alright? Don't abandon us. And Mei King says academy infirmary and passes out, and then Linju looks at the other two and says to them duck off. And they take McQueen and run away from the room screaming. And Lingziu says luckily they left. If not, they would have known I injured him. And he walks out of the room, and then Lin Ziyu says that's an all-out attack. Sure has a negative side effect, and touches the blood. And then the system appears, and Lin Ziyu says system. Lottery draw chance. System says detected host frisk time, used an all-out attack, defeated opponent, obtained 1 lottery draw chance. And Lensu clicks on lottery draw and says, wow, it's here. And the lottery wheel spins. And Lensu says, 0 hope with union coins, and click on the button, and says with my savings, I don't even have enough money to cure my injuries. Please be what I needed. And then lottery stops at 10,000 union coins. And Linjura says great. And then Linjura went to infirmary and says hello there, I'm here to get cured. And the lady says, oh, so it's student Zhao Lan. Linju says, you know me. And the lady says Starshine Academy's weakest student Zhao Lin, who wouldn't know it. And then she comes close to Linju Yu. And then Linju says, please call me Zhao Lin. I'm called Jiao Lin. Lady says, oh, not willing to let me call you Xao Lin. Is it because you? And then she looks down and laughs and says, small or not, we will know later, and go. Take off your clothes, go lie down there. To be continued. The next part will be uploaded tomorrow. Thanks for watching.